Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing my weekly review for this week's episode of Better Call Saul. This is for Better Call Saul Season 3, Episode 2. It's called Witness. And spoiler warning as usual, if you guys have not seen this episode yet, you definitely want to watch it before you watch my review. So, the second episode of Season 3, awesome episode, I'd say, much better than the premiere even. The premieres for Better Call Saul, sometimes good, sometimes they're okay. This second follow-up episode to the premiere I felt like was really, really great. I mean, we got to see some kind of, I guess, iconic moments in this one, for the series that I think will be something that we remember, of the series, in this one, of course, like I said, spoiler warning. So getting to see Gus return in the show was wicked cool, and I love the way they introduced him because there was such a build-up as you have Mike, and he's tracking the tracker, or he's tracking the beacon, and he finds out that it ends up at this restaurant called Los Pollos Hermanos. Very cool. As the tracker is dropped off at the restaurant, while Jimmy and Kim work on hiring a new paralegal, Mike calls Jimmy and has him watch the man Mike tailed as he has breakfast in the restaurant. Then we have Jimmy notices nothing unusual and reports back to Mike as Gus watches the two from a distance. So this is really cool because he goes to make a drop, and Mike is really smart. So at this point, Mike's got to be thinking to himself, like, he had it all figured out. It must be, like a cover for some kind of, drug money, drug ring or something. And it's like Mike kind of has that idea, but, he's expecting to hear that he got him when, he has Jimmy there. He's expecting to hear Jimmy say, oh, yeah, he left it. And then he went, and then the manager of the store came over and picked up the bag. But it was too obvious as we see him kind of tailing this guy that Jimmy's watching him, because he's like constantly eyeing him and stuff, and Gus is smooth, so Gus knows something's up. And then we see it kind of flip again, so we go from them tracking Mike to Mike tracking them to kind of them finding out they're being tracked, and then kind of this reversal here, and you just see the phone with the gas cap on it, or on top of the gas cap, which is really cool. With Mike answering the phone. So is this the time when Mike and Gus first have a discussion, first talk? Are we going to see Mike face-to-face meet Gus for the first time? Kind of seems like it, probably in the next episode or so. But it was just really cool because as you're seeing, Jimmy look around and everything, you're seeing Saul look around. In the background, you can kind of see Gus in his manager uniform, and he's like cleaning up and doing stuff like this. And it's like, that's Gus! So that was really awesome, man. I mean, as an old school fan of Breaking Bad, we kind of knew they were going to bring him back. We kind of knew that they were going to get Giancarlo Esposito to reprise his role as Gus, because he's been doing the AMC kind of trailers, training. If you haven't seen him in AMC's channel, they've got the training for Los Pollos Hermanos, where he goes through like employee training. It's pretty funny, to be honest with you. So I've enjoyed those as well too, and I was really happy to see Gus back in the show because, geez, man, how many years has it been since we've seen him? Because he's okay. So Season 4 I'm trying to think back in memory, just off the top of my head. Season 4 of Breaking Bad, his last episode is at the end of Season 4, I believe. So then that would have been like Season 5 and 6, even though it's one season, but it's like 2 years, right? They split up Season 5 into two halves, and they showed it one summer, then the next summer. And now it's been like into the third season of Breaking Bad. We haven't seen him reprise his role for 5, 6, and then 1, 2, and then was there a break in between? I don't even remember. I don't even remember the year Breaking Bad ended. I guess it was like 3 years ago now or something like that. So anyway, it's really cool to see Gus come back, and because I like to see Giancarlo Esposito, some of his other roles too. He's on Revolution. That was another show. He was good in that too. I reviewed a few episodes of that. That was canceled, but man, it's just really cool to see him back as Gus. So that's the big takeaway from this episode. To be honest, I think they should have put it in the premiere because it's a premiere. But again, Better Call Saul does not always fit that kind of usual TV series logic where you have a huge premiere and a huge finale. It doesn't always go that way. Sometimes, the first episode isn't the best. But this one was awesome. So I loved everything to do with Gus. I felt like the tracking was a little bit slow for parts of the episode. Maybe they could have gone over that a little bit faster. But, that's kind of the pacing we've come to expect from Better Call Saul right now. I don't look at Better Call Saul on the same level as Breaking Bad. Maybe that's a topic for a video, is Better Call Saul versus Breaking Bad. Like, is it kind of a disappointment, seeing as how good Breaking Bad was, and Better Call Saul it's been really solid, but I don't think it's at the same level as Breaking Bad. I never did. But them bringing Gus back in and all the other stuff they're doing, man, wouldn't that be cool if, like, at the end of Better Call Saul, like they had him meet Walt for the first time or something, or just walk by him at a gas station or something, and just anything like that would be really cool. But who knows? We'll see if they'll ever do that. But anyway, this episode was awesome. Absolutely love that. And then, surprisingly to me, almost even better. Well, no, I shouldn't say even better, because that's been such a long time coming to see Gus come back. But also very good as part of the episode is the ending of the episode. So you have Witness, right? So again, Jimmy is doing his thing. He's trying to deal with Chuck, and he finds out from Ernesto and Kim, and it's all like a part of Chuck's plan. Like, he knows all this stuff's going on. He's so smart. He's got everything calculated out, and he knows that Jimmy's not going to be able to hold himself back from breaking in and taking the tape. So he has, a kind of a private investigator, and just Howard happens to be there at the time when he kind of marches in, because he does it like right away after he finds out, right, that night. And man, it's totally a setup, totally bait, and breaks in the house, breaks the door, all this stuff. And, then, of course, is witnessed by, not only a private investigator, but also with, Howard Hamlin, of course, another respected lawyer as well, too. They're seeing him, the things he says, and taking the tape and ripping it up and everything like that. So, oh man, I mean, that was just such an intense scene. I love the scene. I like it from Jimmy's perspective, too. And you kind of see them at the doorway and everything when he's doing all this. And I just really I love that scene. It was just really great because it's been, it's been a while since the season 2 finale, like last year. And, Better Call Saul didn't come out at the same time as it did last year. So we were waiting to see what was going to happen with this for quite a while. So now we can see in the AMC channel, it looks like he's probably going to get, arrested, that whole thing. It looks like this is probably going to be, why. Because not only did he, destroy the tape and kind of, show himself to be guilty, but he also broke into his house. He also destroyed a bunch of stuff. And even though it's his brother and everything, still, that just gives Chuck more ammunition to press charges against him or to do something like that, and to put him in jail. I also really like the scene where you just have Howard talking to Chuck, and this was a really nice twist in the series where earlier on the show we had the idea, the viewer would have the impression that Howard was kind of the big bad and that Chuck was kind of feeding up to Howard. But it was a really nice kind of twist in the show where we find out that actually Chuck is actually the big bad, I want to say. Chuck is the one who Howard listens to. Howard tries to talk him out of this kind of shit. Howard's trying to tell him, like, okay, Chuck, listen, whatever, but it's your brother, this kind of thing. You can tell Howard doesn't really want to do this because he knows what it means. He knows if they pursue this, then Jimmy's going to be in jail, and he probably doesn't want that for Jimmy. He doesn't want Jimmy to get arrested because even though he knows that Jimmy is not a great, a great lawyer or somebody who plays by the rules, he still probably doesn't want to see something like that happen to him. Chuck is the one in this instance that is really driving this forward, and Howard is more kind of his lackey, so to speak. So it's like a hierarchy twist in the show where you think Howard is the top guy, or at least most people would, and then you see Chuck and you find out, no, actually, Chuck's the top dude, even though he's got this, mental thing going on, being recluse and afraid of electricity and all that. Even still, he's still a top dog, and Howard does whatever he says pretty much. Granted, there's some money involved and stuff like that, and ownership and that, and Howard's still really strong too, but I think you guys get what I'm saying, where with regards to the villain of the show, it kind of morphs, it kind of changes, and it's really become Chuck at this point. So or at least I would say, even though Jimmy has done things that are wrong, it really feels like Chuck is taking the moral high ground here and kind of elking it and just being like, like, this is the right thing to do. We have obligations as lawyers, blah, 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 to follow the rules, and he's going to send him away. So, wow, man, it just Really crazy episode. Absolutely loved it. In terms of score, I'm going to give this one a 9.4 out of 10. I love the episode. I love seeing Gus again, so I like the stuff with Mike almost as much as ever, maybe more than ever because Gus is back now. And then the ending sequence was really, really exciting as well, too. So you guys can write your comments below. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode, Witness. I thought they killed it. I thought it was amazing. And if you like this review, please don't forget, thumb it up below. You can also share a favorite. And if you're new and you want to subscribe, you can subscribe at the bottom. Also, leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think about Breaking Bad versus Better Call Saul, how you feel about the shows, if you feel they're on the same level, or if you feel like, Better Call Saul is a lot of fun, but Breaking Bad for some reason was just at that more intense, level, just based on the type of story that it was. Let me know what you guys think, and that'll be it for today's review, guys. We'll see you again soon for another video. So I was just Trev, and I'm saying peace. Later, guys. See you soon.